day 89. Oh, you know when these videos leave a clip and it always like, sometimes I'm interested to see what today's little picture will look like with making that face, if it's going to capture it and I'm going to look like a total goofball. That's okay. I don't mind looking like a goofball, which maybe I did that on purpose as a segue, or God did. David didn't mind looking like a goofball. I'm in Psalm 33 and 34 today, I think. Yeah. And one of them, I think it's Psalm 34, is the introduction is specific. It was like David wrote this when he had to act crazy or insane in front of King Abimelech to save his own life. Hey, good morning from the West Coast, Vicky. So it's interesting how God even just weaved that moment together for me, like looking like a goofball going to talking about David not minding looking like a goofball. And the weather's warmer today. Gosh, what a difference a day makes, right? Every day is a new opportunity. Every moment's a new opportunity. That word just like came to me at the very end of my prayer and meditation time. And, thank you. You're beautiful too. And wow, I mean, we are living at the time of this recording. It is March 30th, the year 2022. And boy, do we see a lot happening in the world around us, and see how opportunities can play out. And God's way is not our way. And a lot of times we miss out on his way because we're stuck in our humanness and looking at other people going, well, I can't do that. I'll look weird. People will think I'm crazy. Or I've already done this one thing. Now I've got to stand my ground. I can't change positions. People will think I'm a flip-flopper. Whatever it is, like all that noise that happens in our heads, and we miss opportunities. But David was so dialed in on looking up all the time that he did not miss these opportunities, and he didn't let something like other people's judgment, looking insane, stop him from missing an opportunity. And he saw it for what it was. And I think there's a lot that we can learn from that. In the current press, the hot topic of the week is, at the Oscars, Chris Rock, a comedian, made a joke. And it wasn't a joke in very good taste. It hurt, he did it at somebody else's expense. Will Smith, the husband, got up and, used violence and words and anger. He let that get the best of him. But now, so he had an opportunity there to, let the words be what they were, handle it in a way that might have better served everything afterwards in a more dignified manner. But he didn't. But that's okay. Both of these men still have an opportunity. The world has an opportunity. Even how you talk about it, how you process it. Because now, we all put our thoughts out there on social media. Everything we do is an opportunity. And even if you make a mistake, you have an opportunity to correct it. And oftentimes, it's actually with people that really screw up that come back and humbly say, I was wrong. And they're not afraid to look wrong. They're not afraid for, all of that judgment. That is when, like, there's good opportunity. And it actually is really helpful. But if you want to dig your heels in, oftentimes our human brain will tell us from the survival, like our survival brain, our ego will fill us with all kinds of fears. Like, you can't do that. People will think you're weird if you backtrack on that now. These people will be mad at you. You can't be trusted, blah, 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 all the noise. But in reality, when we can actually own our mistakes, learn from them, talk about them, we actually get the thing that we think that doing the opposite will get us. I call this like my way of doing things now. I'm an 80s baby. Actually, I'm a 70s baby, but grew up in the 80s and 90s. So I'm a Seinfeld fan. Anybody that knows Seinfeld and remembers the episodes of Opposite George, this is like how I try to live now. Like, oh, if your default is telling you to do this and it's keeping you afraid, you should do the opposite. Hence, I'm even out here publicly doing these like morning walk and talks. Like, it's me talking out loud and just letting people into my brain and not worrying about the judgment. Well, or I am, I'm still human, but I'm not letting it stop me. Maybe that's I'm taking the opportunity God has given me and the message that he's giving me and the gifts that he's also given me of coaching and mentoring, and my verbal processing sometimes seems to help other people. So who am I to miss out on that opportunity? Because it might be the thing that leads somebody to their opportunity. And the example, well, if she can do something crazy like that, or that seems maybe kind of crazy, maybe it's not so crazy after all. And maybe I could do the thing that I've been keeping quiet in my head about. Or, I haven't talked to this friend of mine or this person in my life that I used to have a good relationship for. I let my feelings get hurt. Maybe I took something the wrong way, and I let the relationship stay troubled, silent, go dormant. But I really miss this person. What if you could go humbly to that person and say, I miss you. And here's how I saw how things played out. Am I right in that? Is there hope for healing here? Like, we're surrounded by opportunities. If we will allow ourselves to stay open, to listen to those, inclinations, intuitions, the desires, the whispers of your heart, and put aside the fears of judgment of other people, and be willing to look foolish, to look abnormal, to look whatever is holding you back, whatever words or fears are swirling around in your head. There's always an opportunity. God can redeem anything, any situation. Right there on that hill over there, I'll show you. You see, I don't know if y'all can see all those lights over there. No, I don't think you can. Anyway, there's a big building over there that is a maximum security prison. Like, there's some bad dudes over there. But there's also a lot of people that are being redeemed. A lot of hearts. God works even in maximum security prisons in the hearts of men and softens them, those that are open and see their opportunity and even see being in prison as an opportunity. And it happens every day. And do you know, as somebody who's done something really, really bad that can come and say, you know what? I was an evil person. I did evil things. And I now believe this way and can live this way. Do you know what a person like that can do in the world? Do you know what an opportunity that is? And even an opportunity for somebody to come in and minister to these quote unquote evil and lost people makes me want to get emotional. We wouldn't have half of the Bible if there weren't opportunities like that. Paul, the Apostle Paul, who wrote a lot of the Bible from prison, who was the worst persecutor and murderer of believers before the early church. God uses that because he was open. He had an opportunity. He could have easily said, you know what? Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for the opportunity. But you know, I'm too far gone. I've gone too far down this other road over here to get in your camp now. And what will all the Sanhedrin think of me? And David could have easily done that too in the situation of the Psalms that I read this morning. Like, I'm King David. I am not going to act insane just to save my own skin. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes. Peter, and became a saint. He was given 3 opportunities and he denied Jesus 3 times, and yet Jesus still came back and gave him 3 opportunities to redeem himself. And then the church, he was one of the rocks of the church. Yes, we see examples of this all over. God doesn't use the wise. Well, he does use the wise, but he also uses very foolish people who can become wise if they invite those opportunities in and allow themselves to have, like we talked about honesty yesterday. It does require honesty in order to pivot and change and be open to new ideas and new truths. You have got to be able to be honest and have self-awareness, humbleness, humility, all the things. So don't miss an opportunity to be a world changer. And world changers doesn't mean the world. Like, if you change one other person's life because you were willing to grasp an opportunity and go in a different or new direction and even risk all these fears and judgments, even if it's just internal fears and judgments, we're so hard on ourselves. You know, I think that's life. That's the opportunity that we have of life itself. And anyway, I could just go on and on and on, but you know, maybe have your eyes and hearts opened for your own opportunities today to help somebody across the street, a random act of kindness, you know, making a difficult phone call, or however, some sort of communication of opening a door back up to maybe a hurt relationship, whatever it is, speaking up for yourself in a work setting. It's all like there's no limits on the opportunities. And it'll be interesting to see how some of these public figures plays out and how that might redeem the situation. Even when we mess up, we can go back and redeem. God can redeem those situations for the good. All right, I'm going to leave y'all who are on video with this beautiful view. And the colors are just so rich and saturated today with the way the clouds and the light are interacting. It's a beautiful day. Go have a beautiful hump day, if it's Wednesday for you as well as you're watching this, or whatever day it is. Go use it to seize an opportunity and just be ready to be amazed at doing that thing that you thought was so scary. All right, bye for now.